Hi, I'm Meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's talk about mountain weather and ski conditions heading into the weekend. And so here we are. We had the little clipper low kind of roll through. Let me take you into the analysis here on satellite and radar. So the little clipper already rolled through with some wind and a little bit of snow through Wyoming, Montana, and Utah and Colorado. That will continue to move on to the east and away, making room for what will be the main low, which you can see the spin over here sitting just off the Pacific coast. And then that low is going to drop south a little bit and then make its way in. And that is going to be the main low as we kind of move through Thursday into Friday. And there's even a little energy behind it as well, as I'll show you. So let's talk about the jet stream. This is always critical to see kind of where the wind energy is going to be. You can clearly see the low right here, setting off the west coast, being somewhat coddled by the wind going around it. And again, it did push that little sort of clipper out ahead of it with a little bit of snow. That's going to be moving through. Watch the position of the jet and the low by the time we get into Thursday evening. And there it is, sitting right there, pumping wind up into the Wasatch and snow across the Tetons, and that snow will be moving into Colorado as well, and then that translates on through. By the time we get into the weekend, a very strong jet will be hitting the Pacific Northwest. I'd say 2 or 3 different storm systems will be rolling heavy moisture into the Pacific Northwest. And then on the front end, or the nose of it, you can kind of see the dip right here. That will push one other wave of snow down through the Tetons into Colorado like midday Saturday, early to midday Saturday, and then that moves through. By the time we get into Sunday, still a very strong jet roaring into the Pacific with lots of moisture. So I'll do the forecast here of snow in stages so you can kind of plan out your weekend. All right, the first stop here is Friday morning, and this was a good push of snow. Again, remember the low is coming out of California and moving into the interior. You can see the amounts of snow by Friday into the Wasatch, across the Tetons, and then into Colorado. Really just getting started there in Colorado, although this is not going to be a big snow for Colorado at all. And then also on the backside, watch the numbers in the Pacific Northwest begin to tick up as these waves of moisture move in. And there we go by Saturday. You can see the amounts of snow in the mountains there in Colorado. And now, keep in mind, these numbers right here are probably on the conservative side. I kind of shot for conservative to middle, somewhere right in there for the numbers at Jackson Hole, Grand Targhee, ALTA, Little Cottonwood Canyon. They're probably going to be a little bit higher than that. I'll show you the snow plumes in a second. But that's Saturday, and then in the Sunday, there was that extra little wave that came down through here, so the numbers are just slightly, a little bit higher by an inch or two. And then look at these totals up there in the Pacific Northwest, and even doing really good up there into the Banff area. So the plumes at ALTA, it is possible, and this is probably the extreme. It's probably going to end up somewhere in between the numbers I showed you and this, but that steep rise in snow from Thursday night into Friday, you can see it could end up being 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 inches on the high side, and then maybe a little bit of snow Saturday with that little extra wave that comes through. Now, Jackson Hole is also sort of running a similar pattern here. Again, the numbers I showed you might be a little conservative, so the snow starts to tick up. There's the quick rise Thursday into Friday. We could be talking about 12 to 15 inches. And then there's that second little wave that comes down the pipeline on Saturday early to midday, which could drop another couple or 3 inches across the Tetons. So enjoy all this powder. We've got some great powder days ahead. As always, I appreciate you tuning in here.